Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, you can see I'm back home after almost 20 days on the road, including the new Celebrity Ascent, the Caribbean Princess, and a few days in Universal Studios. So I'm pretty well traveled for the last few weeks, and now I am home for Christmas, and then I'm off to the Icon of the Seas shortly into January, then off to Rio de Janeiro for a Region 7 Seas cruise, and then I'm flying from there to Barcelona to hop on the brand new Sun Princess on February 8th. Like back to back to back, basically. I think I'm home for about 5 days once I leave for the Icon of the Seas. So you can see I'm going to relax a little bit while I'm home, but that doesn't mean the cruise news stops. That's right, there's lots of cruise news still out there. Everything from a new dining venue being offered on the brand new Sun Princess. We have that ropes course that's going to be introduced that sounds kind of like very, very scary on the Icon of the Seas, but it also, the price might scare you away just a little bit. We have Virgin Cruise Lines' Richard Branson saying, yeah, we might not go to that port because of what the government there is doing, as well as we have some tourists who had to learn a lesson the hard way about not listening to the people running the tour. So first off, let's talk about the new Icon of the Seas. I'm on her on January 20th for her inaugural sailing, and she has a brand new ropes course. In fact, they have 4 brand new areas, neighborhoods on that ship that they've recalled it. But this is going to be in their adventure area sort of thing with the slides, and some of the slides sound amazing. They're going to have raft slides on this cruise that can hold 4 people, and it just sounds like a lot of fun. But one thing I was curious about is that they have a new ropes course. Now the ropes course is going to be about 124 feet above the ground, as well as it's near the crown and anchor symbol that's up there, so very, very high on the ship. It has different platforms on it. There's X's, there's O's, there's squares, and you're all suspended on this rope as you walk around. And then at one point it drops, like it just drops you kind of thing. There's nothing below you, so you're overhanging the ocean. That sounds like interesting, sounds scary, sounds fun. It's going to last about 90 seconds is what they say, plus the prep time for you actually getting ready. You're gonna have to get into a full suit, get attached to the ropes, the helmet, given the instructions, safety briefing, etc. Much like you would if you were going into their skydiving that they have on the ships. Well, 90 seconds, well, how much is it going to cost you? It's not $1. It's not $1 a second, like a lot of people are claiming. It's 99.99 cents per second. $89.99 is what this experience will cost you. Now for me, a 90-second experience, even if it's 20 minutes, including the prep time and everything, it's basically close to $100 for me. I think, I don't know if I would do that, but apparently there's a lot of people out there who really want to do it because it's sold out for weeks and weeks and weeks after the ship sets sail. So if people are complaining about the price, you can complain all you want. If people are going to pay it, then they're going to charge it. So yeah, good luck getting a ticket on this new ropes course because it's new, people want to try it, and I guess they think, I don't care what the cost. Next we have, speaking of cost, a new dining menu coming to Sun Princess. Now, this is going to be called Love by Brito, and it's an artist called Romero Britonto? Not too sure. I'm not really familiar with this artist, but I'm not big on the artist scene, but he has paired up with Chef Rudy Salomar, who's the main chef designer for Princess Cruises as well as Holland America, and they're designing this romantic dinner. Now, it is a set fee for roughly $149 a person. It's a 7-course meal, but it's not necessarily a set course. You have to eat this food. There are going to be options. Everything from lobster thermidor to a quail to oysters under shell. There's going to be a selection of food, which is very different from many of the different types of, like a chef's table. When you go to a chef's table, usually you get whatever is served, that's what you get. Apparently on this one, you will have some choices on board, and it's all supposed to be built around basically art, life, and love, especially designed especially for lovers, which makes it awkward for myself as a solo cruiser to go and do this. Because, you know, they're going to be serving me aphrodisiac oysters and I'm by myself. So, yeah, a little awkward, but the food sounds like it's, you know, I've tasted Chef Rudy's seafood before many times, and it's always delicious, so I might have to give this a try when I get on the Sun Princess. Our third story is Richard Branson has come out and said, yep, we may not go to Melbourne. That's right, because of that state and city's raise of taxes without any notice to the cruise line passengers, etc., that they are just going to raise it and they're going to start charging more. We've already heard that Cunard as well as Princess has said, yeah, we're not going to home port there and we're going to change some of our ships and not go there anymore. And now we're hearing Virgin Cruise Lines is now saying they might not go there because of this tax as well. It seems like some of the cruise lines are starting to fight back, and many of the people in Melbourne who rely and have their entire livelihoods based around tourism and travel are getting a little bit worried, because now that a third cruise line has come out and said that, what happens if they start losing Royal Caribbean, Norwegian Cruise Lines, and any other cruise lines that say, you know what? We agree. You guys raising it by that much for not really telling us the reasoning, or as well as putting the money aside for specific things that would benefit the cruising industry, like infrastructure and updating the cruise terminal, etc. Well, then we're just going to maybe skip that port altogether and just go to Sydney or someplace else. And it seems to be a trend that's starting to catch on. We'll see if it works, or if who backs down first, right? We'll see. Well, finally, we have a story of some tourists in Venice. Now, one of the things that a lot of people think of when you think of Venice is the gondola ride, right? And in your mind, you're thinking this peaceful, romantic gondola ride through the streets of Venice with the Italian opera playing and the music and the violins, and it just sounds all romantic and wonderful. In reality, what you normally get is a very crowded with, you know, there's 400 or 500 different gondolas, motorboats, and everything going up and down those canals, and what you think you're going to get is usually far different than the actual reality of taking a gondola ride in Venice. It's become a very big tourist thing as opposed to this romantic getaway kind of system that they had. But on one particular gondola ride, the tourists kept ignoring the gondola driver, who kept on saying, please don't stand up, because they kept standing up to take selfies. And they weren't just 2 people on board, there was about 8 people on board on this family. And of course, when you get 8 people who all move to one side of a very small boat and all want to stand there for a selfie, what happens? Well, the gondola turns over and everybody takes a dip in that freezing cold Venice water. That is also, by the way, not the cleanest water in the world that you want to be drinking when you fall into that stuff. So no, always listen to people running the tours, because they know best. And this is a perfect example of people not listening and getting their comeuppance. you know, things have a way of coming, you know, instant karma, shall we say, because, yep, they overturned it, and I imagine the gondola driver was none too happy, and I imagine the police who eventually showed up were none too happy as well when they started talking to the guests who refused to sit down and instead stood up, kept standing up repeatedly to take a selfie, and ended up taking a dip in the water. Good for them. I hope they got their money's worth. Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Till next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.